What's up, everybody? I long for the days to return where I can just do normal videos, just play video games again. There's a time in the last year or so gearing up for this fascist takeover. And I was lying to myself that, oh, we're going to win, enjoy life, don't worry about it. Trump's not going to win. And then he did. And all hell broke loose. But just first of all, I just wanted to show my appreciation to the courts. I'm glad we have a court system in this country because if the founding fathers did not have the foresight to include a court system in this system, for lack of a better word, it's like 10 o'clock at night. If you know the Cushmaster, 10 at night, that was a beautiful picture, by the way, that CSX train on that in the snow. I don't stay up late. And hope we can unlock the door. So yeah, 10 nights pretty late for your boy. And like I did a whole thing apologizing to Dez. I was like, I was wrong actually. Oh, actually I was wrong. It wasn't the fact that you gotta turn the reverser on before you can lock the door. I wish somebody just told me that. My train sim world videos have got a lot of views. People are interested in watching me drive a train in a straight line, apparently. Like, it's gotten a lot of views in the past. I wish somebody just told me that. Maybe people just like see me get upset. I don't know. Maybe it's therapeutic for them. I don't know, man. Anyways, yeah, you got to turn your reverser on before you can unlock any door. I had forgotten that. Anyways, we're now the fun stops. No more joking around. The good times in here. As you can see from the title of the video, like there's just bad things happening. I would say normally that I'm confident that she will be freed, but man, Mahmoud Khalil is still locked up. What, weeks after he was detained for using freedom of speech, and now you have a young lady. Let me try to pronounce her name correctly. Rumeisa Ozturk. A PhD student on a student visa at Tufts University was walking down the street in Somerville, Massachusetts on Tuesday night to meet friends to break her Ramadan fast when a man in a dark hoodie and baseball cap crossed the street toward her. Chilling surveillance footage shows the moment he approaches. "Excuse me, ma'am," he says politely, his tone disarming. Ozturk hesitates and tries to sidestep him. Another man in plain clothes appears across the street. One reaches for a radio, the other moves in. Watch with the sound on. And there's a video that's included. I will, of course, leave a link to it. I don't think playing the audio would have the same effect. I've not seen the video myself. I imagine I've seen stills of it. I imagine it's pretty damn frightening. And I'll leave a link to the description. And yeah. One of the men goes for her phone. The other grabs at her hands. Ozturk screams. Shock and fear ripple through her voice. Two masked women join them, tugging at her backpack, peeling the straps from her shoulders. "I'm going somewhere. I need to call someone," she pleads. "We're the police. Relax," one of the men says in response. Let's take off. If you know the Kush, I don't know. I like starting every since if you know the Cushmaster, if you know me. Oh, I gotta close the. I have respect for the police. I know it's something, it gets frustrating though, having to come on here and explain things like that. I know, like, most people are basic. You see a brown or black face, you think, oh, that guy hates the police. Not in the slightest. I always have to explain, which is why I sound so, just exhausted with this, because I'm tired of having to say it, but, people see things, they make assumptions. I have a lot of respect for the police. And I have for a while. They've given me some of the best advice I've ever received in life, and I just want them to be safe. But I also want to be respected, just as I show them proper respect. And I've never been treated like this by police. Police don't act like this. This is why I have no respect for ICE agents, immigration, customs, whatever you want to call it. These people act like thugs. They act like gang members, and they act like the opposite of police. Police don't act like this. Like, you don't have to. You got the badge, people understand what a police car means. You protect and serve. You don't have to, you gotta be careful with the way I would say you wouldn't have to run. Some people do run, but I don't feel that fear because I've always respected police. They've shown me the same respect I've shown them. That's just my lived experience. If you've had different, I'm not judging you. If you hate police, I'm not judging you. I understand it completely. I've hated police before. Okay, they surround her. Then one by one, we're gonna slow this down by the way, because I just don't care about my evaluation. We're just doing it for the scenery and just something to look at. Okay, one of them grabs her phone, the other grabs her hands. Oh wait, I've already read that. They surround her. Then one by one, they pull their neck gaiters up to cover their faces. Of course, see, police don't have to cover their faces. These are not police. These are thugs. You don't look like police, a voice off screen says. Why are you hiding your faces? The questions continue, but the figures don't respond. Instead, they cuff Ozturk across the street and put her in an unmarked SUV. She's gone. Like, bro, how would you feel if this happened in your neighborhood? Like, I left a comment, and I was like, this just happens, and the neighbors just watch and record cell phone videos. And I said, when they come for you, there won't be anybody left to record. It's a twist on the popular poem. First they came for the communists, and it's the same situation. Like, how do you just watch this happen to a young lady? Like, this could have been like, I know you gotta watch what you say. Could have been R word. It sounds goofy. They even have to say rapist. Let's just say that. That's the only thing I have on my channel. That's what I would think was happening. I wouldn't think ICE. I think that woman was being abducted and going to be sold into sex slavery. Like, that's not a thing that happens, that police do. The video is haunting. I kind of don't even want to see it. You can see Ozturk's panic set in and the clear impunity the agents feel in taking her and vanishing with no explanation. Just days after the Trump administration successfully pressed Columbia University to ban masks at campus demonstrations, there's just sickening weakness. No respect for Columbia. You're a fucking bitch. These agents concealed their identities and arrived in unmarked vehicles, asserting only that they were the authorities. See, but they cover their faces. Hypocrisy at its finest. Well, respect these motherfuckers. Come for me, ICE. Come get me, ICE. Oh, wait, I'm an American citizen. You can't do shit, little motherfuckers. Ozturk's lawyer later said she hadn't been able to. They like going after weak targets. They like going after people that they perceive as having no rights. But just to clear things up, this young lady has a student visa. Ozturk's lawyer later said she hadn't been able to contact her and had no idea of her whereabouts. This should never fucking happen in America. If your lawyer wants to be able to contact you, you're on a student visa in this country, this should never fucking happen. This is a bad goddamn message to the rest of the world. It shows that America isn't safe to send your fucking your children to and your loved ones to, and we're gonna lose a lot of good fucking talent because people will not send their children to this goddamn godforsaken country if they feel like they're gonna be abducted by people in plainclothes, masks, and SUVs. How the hell is this not a massive outrage? Why are people not upset about this? Oh wait, because she's Turkish, not white enough. New York Times reported she appeared to have been moved to a facility in central Louisiana, as with Mahmoud Khalil. This is bullshit. Whose own shadowy deportation case has been. I'm just grateful I'm a fucking American and I can speak my fucking mind to the fullest. First Amendment, baby. 2025 is the year of free speech. Use your First Amendment to the fucking max. Don't threaten anybody. Don't use violence. Don't threaten violence. But use your First Amendment. Get fucking angry. There's no law against being angry. Khalil, a Columbia graduate and lawful permanent U.S. resident, was detained and accused, again without evidence, of supporting Hamas. Even if he supported Hamas, First Amendment protection, you have a right to association with whoever the fuck you want. You can be a KKK member. I see no problem with being able to support Hamas. And no, I don't support Hamas. Not the fucking point. It's not me. For the fucking low IQ assholes listening. His green card was revoked and he was taken away from 8 months pregnant wife. That part pissed me off the most. It would be hard to believe this scene was happening in the United States if this was not the explicit and proud policy of the Trump administration. The Department of Homeland Security spokesman later claimed Ozturk engaged in activities in support of Hamas, a foreign terrorist organization, not a terrorist organization, a resistance group. The terrorists are the IDF. The person said Ozturk, who was from Turkey, had her student visa revoked. All right, let's start slowing. Well, we're in the tone. Once we leave the tone, let's start slowing it down. To be perfectly clear, Ozturk is not accused of breaking the law. See, why the fuck is she detained then, motherfucker? You're violating our First Amendment. It sends a bad message. Some of us take the Constitution seriously. The Department of Homeland Security hasn't bothered to explain its reasoning, but several outlets reported that Ozturk co-authored a student opinion piece urging intelligence to recognize the International Court of Justice declaration of a plausible risk of genocide, including all she did was call her that said that there was a plausible risk of genocide, and that's enough to want to try to deport her. Man, these people are bitches, bro. They don't believe in fucking free speech. You right-wingers do not believe in free speech. You're right-wingers, fuck you. That's called free speech. You can suck my dick. That's called free speech. Oh, does that make you want to kill me? Does that make you want to deport me too? Where are you going to deport me to? I'm actually a Native American. Where are you going to deport me to? I'm actually a real American. Fucking pieces of shit. That's called free speech, which I'm allowed to use. I'm allowed to call you a fucking piece of shit. Does that offend you? Nobody cares. And that motherfucker responded to my comment that I mentioned a minute ago. And they were like, oh, what have you done? And I told him, I said, it hasn't happened in my neighborhood yet, but let it happen and then ask me what I've done. But then I said, but in the meantime, I'll continue speaking out with what platform I have. And that motherfucker didn't respond. Little asshole. Crawl back under this little fucking rock. Little slime. As a Muslim American, in moments like these, it feels like there isn't much else left to say. Nobody cares about these Muslims. It pisses me off. You act like these aren't Americans. And then I've seen surveys. I'll leave a link in the description to this. Muslims love America more than when I say Native American, I mean you people. White people, black people, whatever. The people that actually were born in America. They love America more than us. They're happier here than Americans are. And you think they hate America. Stupid. Foolish, ignorant. I'm tired of American ignorance. Trump administration is trying to normalize disquieting new chapter of something that's happened now for nearly 3 decades. In that time, we've watched our community surveilled, detained, blacklisted, and interrogated under the guise of national security. After 9/11, hundreds of Muslim immigrants were swept up and held without charge, some in solitary confinement for months. The NYPD mapped out neighborhoods, infiltrated our mosques, spied on our student groups, places like Yale, Rutgers, University of Pennsylvania. I once discovered they kept a file on me. This is from the author, obviously. So let me get the author's name, some proper respect. I never mentioned that at the beginning of the article. Ayman Ismail. Okay. None of it produce a single terrorism lead. That's the thing. They take all these Muslims in there. They were just loving America the whole time. You were spying on them. They were just eating, praying, loving America, loving their families. Probably afraid. I remember the climate after 9/11. Even though I was just a child, it was different. It wasn't the climate that I remember before, from the 90s. There was no more neighborliness. Just fear. That's what we're living through now, it feels like. At least half the country. These right-wingers. They should be afraid of themselves. These stories don't just vanish when the news cycles go on. They remain with us in a country where many of us were born, but will always be viewed with suspicion. The message has been clear. The government will find a reason to come for us. So when the campus protests began this fall, many of us knew what was coming. Anonymous organizations like Canary Mission have long targeted Muslim and pro-Palestinian students, building digital dossiers. These groups inflict fear on others by pretending to be afraid. They know this country has long a history of going along with arresting Muslims and asking questions later. It's not officially confirmed that these groups coordinate directly with agencies like ICE or DHS, but there's mounting evidence that their blacklists are being treated as informal intelligence sources. After an earlier Trump executive order on campus anti-Semitism in 2019, these groups began flooding the Department of Education with complaints about pro-Palestinian students. Now, this is sick. You can't be pro-Palestinian. Like, this is the part that kills me. And Kyle Kalinske always, I give him credit for this. He brings up all the time. You can criticize America, but you can't criticize Israel? That can get you deported? That is stupid and foolish and road you don't want to go down a slippery slope that leads to hell. Universities have cited Canary Mission when launching investigations. According to the Times, Ozturk had begun reaching out to friends to remove any traces of her online once Canary Mission posted her information. Fear escalation. I would too. You shouldn't be allowed to do this. You should go to fucking prison for doxing her like this. You go to fucking prison for dicing a college student. You've been solitary fucking confinement for a year. By now, this shouldn't feel like a surprise, but with Oscar's case, a brazen state abduction in daylight on video, it feels like a new threshold has been crossed. When the government rolls up on a young woman on the streets with no charges, no warning, no transparency, how else would you describe it? It doesn't matter if you have a green card, visa, or maybe any legal status at all. Each new case is pushing the limits of the law, and the Trump administration has already made it clear it doesn't care if the courts try to stop what it's doing. Most Muslims in America with any kind of public life have imagined themselves in this position. Before long, it might not just be us. Watch the video of the arrest again. Ask if you can see yourself in it. Maybe it's time to start. Chilling ending. Amazing article. Once again, thank you to Amy and Smile. Open my eyes. And I don't know if I'm going to watch the video. Probably will at this point. Just to open the other eye, I guess. And I knew it was bad, but you can't keep letting this happen. The thing, like, you keep letting things like this happen, it's going to become normalized. And then when they start coming for your neighbors, you just won't even bat an eye. You just be numb to it. And that's not a road I want to go down. But like that asshole said, what are you doing? When all this is said and done, I don't know what happens on the other end of this. Probably America still existing, because I don't think one man will ever be able to destroy an entire system. Like, they'll take him out long before that. And but if he does, fuck shit up, just remember the Kushmeister, somebody just spoke out with whatever little platform he had, 567 subscribers or whatever it is at the time of listening to this. I spoke out. I did my part, did what I could do peacefully. So there you go. But yeah, there should never be a case in America where a lawyer can't get in touch with their client and you've been disappeared by men in plain clothes, a young woman. This is bullshit. And the Trump administration needs to be held accountable one day. People need to go to prison for this. They need to look into crimes against humanity. And people should go to The Hague. Because this is bullshit. And when the Democrats do take control one day, we need just a full court press. We need Nuremberg trials for these motherfuckers. See ya.